It's hard to be positive at some points. Like you really don't know, and it's not always in your hands.
And then I think too, it's important to have your own life outside of it. And so what is something that you do that sort of is like your thing or lights your heart on fire? What are you passionate about outside of racing? Welcome to Believe in the Good with Haley Dillon, the podcast where we go beyond the track and into the lives of NASCAR wives, families, and the incredible community that keeps this sport moving. Here, we're all about the stories that fuel us, the highs, the lows, the grit, the grace, and the goodness we find along the way. So buckle up, because we're diving into real conversations, behind-the-scenes moments, and the kind of inspiration that reminds us, no matter what, there's always good to be found. So let's hit the gas and let's get into it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How has it been living in your new house? You guys just moved.
Yes, we did. We moved and it's almost been a month now, which is crazy. I'm like, time is flying, but it's going good. We're finally pretty much settled. Like, it's livable. We have a few things still left to do, but it's going good.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much for doing this. Where'd you guys move from?
Just in Moore's.
Okay.
But yeah, not too far.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We actually had a neighbor that's putting their house on the market, and we've always told them that we would love to be like on the water, and if they ever sell, to let us know, because that would be, and I'm like, wouldn't that be so weird if you just moved 3 houses down? That'd be an easy move, but
It would probably be kind of annoying though.
Yeah.
To like put your stuff down. But
The weirdest thing I think would be driving past our current house and living in a different house and being like, oh, remember just thinking about your stuff and where it was in your before house, you'd be like, oh man, I know exactly where it would have been. But it's, I don't know.
Actually renting out our old house that we were in. And I'm like, it's going to be so weird if we ever go over there and see how they have it decorated, or just like seeing somebody else there. That's our house.
I know. You feel like you put so much of your love into it that it just feels so wrong. I mean, we've moved a couple times, and yeah, Ty always kind of makes fun of me that I give way too much life to inanimate objects. Like, I will be like, do you watch Friends?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, in one episode, Phoebe is like sad that they're getting rid of all of these Christmas trees that are like dying, and they didn't fulfill their Christmas tree destiny. And that's me. I'll give life to, did it fulfill its Christmas tree destiny? And so that's how I feel with like our house. I feel like it's like a living thing. I don't know. It's such a...
That's too funny. No, I love our new house, but then I'm like going to our old one. I'm like, it makes me sad. At first I was so excited, and now I'm like, I don't know. It's weird being there. Like, we went the other day and I'm like, this is still home.
I know. Oh man. And did you guys build?
No, we didn't. It was actually a new build. We've been looking, but not really seriously. And, I look on Zillow like every day. I'm like, oh, that's a cute house, but, we don't need to move. And then, funny thing, McCall Smith, Zane's wife, we're good friends with them. She knew we were looking, and she sent me this house, and she's, I feel like you guys would love it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really like that house. So I drove by, but again, we don't need to move. I'm like, oh, I like the house. And then I had friends in town, and I was like, you guys want to go see? So they drove by, and then I'm like, Todd, we got to see this. We got to ask our realtor if we could at least see it. We came, and then of course it was a weekend when they were going to have shows that week, and we're like going, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be gone. It's not ours.
Yeah.
And then somehow it worked out, and yeah, it happened really quick. I'm like, it was within a week that it all happened. And I'm like, which was kind of cool, but also I wish it could have been a little bit slower because it was so stressful. We're not going to get it. We're going to get it. We're not going to get it.
That's when you know it was meant to be though, right? Ty and I talk about that if we moved, we feel like we would know when it's the right time, because it would kind of fall in that order. It would kind of happen in that way. When stuff happens fast like that, that's when you're just like, okay, this is how this is supposed to go. And when you start getting all those different hitch in your step, because we've always threatened to move. And for some reason, there's, like you say, we wake up and we're drinking our coffee and we're looking at Zillow, what came up. And it's just like, we go through like seasons of that where we're like, all right, we need to calm down. We need to just stay put. Obviously, we need to stay put. Or we'll go and look at open houses. And we're like trying to figure out how we could make something work. And I don't know. It's just it's a thing we're all.
It is funny that you like go through that and you're like, I could see us living here. And then you're like,
Yeah.
Is it practical or is it what we want? And then it's okay, let's just wait.
Yeah. Man, to move mid-season too. It's a lot of work.
It was. But, we did it. We had both of our families help, and then we hired a moving company. We literally did it in a day. Like, we got the keys. We signed that morning. Todd had his meeting. He always has meetings on Tuesdays. That was the day we closed, of course. So he went to his meeting. We went and met, signed the papers, and then everybody was loading stuff up, and we were in that night.
Yeah. Oh,
we're like,
man,
you don't have to, and we're like, we want to. I know we don't have to, but we want to. So we're going to make it happen. But
that's so cool. Yeah. This episode of Believe in the Good is sponsored by Nourish Move Love, and I couldn't be more excited to share their newest strength training program with you. If you're anything like me, finding the time to work out can feel nearly impossible. With 3 little ones, weekend trips to the track, and the constant daily to-do list, I need something that is going to be quick and hassle-free and is going to actually work and be effective. That's why I'm so excited to share with you Overload 30 from Nourish Move Love, a progressive strength training program that helps you build real muscle in just 30 minutes a day. Everything is planned out for you. There's a full warm-up, strength circuits, a quick hit finisher, and a cool down. There's no guesswork, no wasted time, just an intentional workout that fits into my crazy schedule. Lindsay does such a beautiful job setting up a plan and then guiding the workout so I can just show up, move my body, and feel strong, whether I'm at home or on the road. The program is completely free and comes with a workout calendar, printable tracking sheets, and daily workouts that you can follow along with right on YouTube. This isn't about perfection. This is about showing up for you. Because like Lindsay says, progress isn't promised, it's earned. You can grab the full program at nourishmoveLove.com/progressive-overload-workout-plan. I'll put that link in my show notes too. Huge thanks again to Nourish Move Love for sponsoring this episode and for creating something that truly supports women wherever they're at. So let's back up. I want to hear more about you and your upbringing and like, how did you guys meet? And this is kind of fun. I've done a few interviews with some of the girls that I don't really know as well. Like, I know a lot of people's story, and we always stop and talk and everything, but I don't know how you guys met. I don't know really anything about your guys' story. So this is like a very candid, I'm like excited to learn these things about you.
So my dad was in racing, like all growing up. He raced, what is it, like ARCA now, but it was like the K&N West.
Okay, yeah.
From Northern California. And so Todd was racing on the West Coast and K&N for Bo McAnally, and that's who my dad drove for when I was growing up. And my dad was actually Todd's teammate spotter at the time.
Okay.
And it was, Todd won the championship. It was November 2017. And we had kind of been like talking like here and there at a track every once in a while. Like we'd be like, hey, whatever, And then
you guys had to have been super young.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm 3 years older than him, but yes.
You're 3 years older?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. We're 28. He's 25.
Okay.
Yeah. So there had been talks like, oh, Todd's going to ask him to the banquet to be his date. And I'm, meanwhile, like living in California. He's in North Carolina. And I'm like, okay, like we didn't even talk. It's hi, how are you kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And he's super shy then. Like he's still a little bit shy and on the quiet side, but like way more then. And I'm like, I don't know if this is going to happen. Anyway, we get to the end of the night. They're like loading the haulers up. And I'm like, okay, this is awkward. Everybody's like, has he asked you? Has he asked you? I'm like, no. And finally he does. He asked me and I was like, sure. And then literally the next day I text him. I got his number that night. I text him and I was like, hey, congratulations. That's so exciting. But also I want to let you know, I don't have to go to the banquet with you. I feel like you were pressured.
Yeah.
This. And That guy took 2.5 hours to respond.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Longest 2.5 hours.
Yes. I'm like, is he just ghosting me? What the heck? And anyway, he texts back, and the best part, I had asked him about it later. Like, why'd you take so long? And I was talking to my family. I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know how to respond to you. He said, I wanted you to come, but I didn't know what to do. I'm like, okay, whatever. So anyway, we talk, slowly start dating. I go to the banquet with him, and that's like our first hanging out, anything.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, he forgot his hair gel, and we were at the Westin in Charlotte, and I'm there with my parents. They came with me, and my stepmom was doing my hair, getting me all ready, and he's, can I have some hair gel like your dad's? And so she's like, sure. So she came up with me, like, can you please come with me to his room? Yeah. And so we take it to him, and he does his hair, whatever, and then we get in the elevator. It's time to go. Well, she gets off on her floor, and I'm with him, and we're going down to the banquet. And I was like, oh my God, she just left me. Like, I'm with this guy now. This is real.
Yeah. Pressure's on.
Yeah. And then literally, so we went to the banquet, and we haven't stopped talking since.
Yeah.
So that was what? So at the end of 2017, dated long distance all of 2018, and then
so you lived in California
all that time.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then his birthday's in May, so it was May 2019. I came out, and I joked with him, I'm still here for the summer.
Marissa, this is like freaking me out how similar your story is to mine and Ty's.
Really?
I don't, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna think I'm probably so annoying. I don't know if I've ever actually told you this, but Ty and I are, okay, we're not that much older than you guys, but I'm like, I feel like we're like the 10-year in the future Todd and Marissa. Like, you guys are so laugh together, and like, you just seem like you're buddies, and Ty and I are like, we don't see a lot of that. And Ty and I will be giggling on the plane and stuff, and we'll see you guys like giggling on the plane. I'm like, they're so cute. Like, they're the 2014 Haley and Ty. That's such a weird thing to say, because
right.
I don't know. I know that's like bizarre, but something about it, because then like you have a little sister that's so much younger than you, like I do, and I don't know. There's just
exactly 13 years younger than me.
Yep, same. So weird. There's so many things, and like you guys started talking around. He won the championship and in ARCA and all of that, and that was kind of like right when Ty and I started talking in our relationship. It's just like, it's just kind of funny. And I'm from Seattle, and you're from California. Anyway, I don't know. To me, I'm like, this is weird. There's a lot of things. Anyway, so you start talking, and you were together for a year, and then I love the like, I'm out for the summer, but I don't know, like a one-way ticket.
Joke with him about that. I'm like, I'm here for the summer. Now we're married.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So I came out for his birthday, and he had just moved out on his own, and we had kind of like been talking, like, oh, if we want to make this work, like maybe I should just come out there. Like,
yeah.
I want to, but also that's scary. That's a lot.
Yeah, so a lot of pressure.
Summer, and I ended up not leaving. My parents were like, well, if you want to, like, get a job or something. And so I was like, okay. So I got a job, and yeah.
Where'd you work?
So funny thing, I grew up, my parents had a boutique, and I loved doing that. My best friend and I actually, all through high school and like a little bit of college, ran the boutique. That was our baby. And then my parents sold it. And so when I was out here, I started working at Lavender with Sherry.
Okay.
Yeah. And when they had put a thing they were hiring, like when I was out here, and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this is meant to be. Like, love the boutique and all that kind of stuff. So put in a resume, and then I met with Sherry. The funny thing was, I was like, I don't even know. Do they look at like your driver's license? Like, mine still says California. She's probably like, what is this girl doing?
Yeah.
But I ended up talking with Sherry. She's like the one who had interviewed me, and I had told her my story, and she's, yeah, come on. I love it.
Oh, she was such a light, such a loved Sherry. I modeled for Lavender, just, for their Instagram and stuff, and their website, I guess. But she was always there, and she just was such a cool person.
Amazing one.
She would have absolutely been someone that I would have loved to interview on the podcast, because she lived so many lives,
Yes. And so many good things, and she was amazing. I loved her so much.
Yeah. So how long did you work there?
I was just trying to think about that the other day. I think about 4 years, I want to say. 'Cause
Okay.
I worked while she had it, and then when she sold it, I did for a while too. But then, like during COVID, I think it was during COVID. What was it? I ended up starting to nanny for a family because we were like the hours were weird, and
Yeah.
the other girl that had worked there with me, she had a family, and I'm like, give her the hours. Like, I'll figure it out. Like, she has a family, focus on her. And I mean, COVID was obviously a weird time for everybody. So the boutique was really weird then.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll find something else to do. Like, I'll be fine. So I ended up finding a great family. I still actually, the kids came to the race last week in Charlotte, and then I'm actually
Oh,
going
that's
to
cool.
hang out with them a few times this summer. I did last week. So I was with them for, I think, about 3-ish years too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally found them on care.com, and they've been so amazing.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I always think about care.com, right now we have a good Rolodex of babysitters, but they all grow up and go off to college and have things going on that they can't watch our kids. But anyway, that's good to know that there are people like you that you could find on care.com because
Yeah,
you're just
no,
like,
it worked out because, I mean, it's hard to find if you still want to travel and do stuff. Like, what are you going to do? Can I work like 3 days a week and have every weekend off? They're like, no. So I had just did 2 days a week there, and then I had worked at Lavender, and then we were getting married, so it was kind of a lot and traveling all the time. So it was like, I think I'm going to be done with the boutique, and I just did the nannying for a while, and then the kids both finally went to school. And so I'm not doing that anymore, but this summer, and then I did a few like winters ago, I was with them, but I didn't do this last winter, but it was fun.
So how did Todd propose? Like how long had you guys been dating?
He proposed it was December of 2021. So, I mean, technically we started dating at 17-ish, I guess. We'll say 18.
Yeah.
A few years. We were on a vacation with his family in the Bahamas, and it was funny. I remember, I think the owner of Lavender, like the new one, Rebecca, who I had worked for, she was like, it's going to happen in the Bahamas. No, there's no way. I don't think it's going to happen. And like we had been talking about it. I had showed him like what ring I wanted. Like we did all the things, but I didn't think it was coming anytime soon. And yeah, we were getting ready for dinner, and it was funny. His mom had planned, oh, let's all get ready for dinner. We always would like, take a picture before dinner and stuff. And she's, let's do a little drink tasting or something. And I was like, that sounds fun. So I'm like hurrying, getting ready. Like I'm never the first one ready. Yeah. And I go out there and like I'm helping her. And then I remember going back in and being like, Todd, you're going to steam your shirt, right? And he was like already steaming it. And I'm like, what the heck? His sister, and I never put it together, but she was like, I don't remember when she had said it, but she's, I'm going to take pictures, blah, blah. And I'm like, how did I not put this together?
Yeah.
Like, her camera and was doing it. Anyway, we go out there after the little tasting, and we're just taking pictures before we head to dinner. And then Todd's like slowly turning around, and I'm like, what? I literally, he holds this against me and thinks it's so funny, but he's like, you literally said no. Because I was so like, this is not happening. Like, how did this go over my head? No. I thought I would have known. Like, Todd is such a nut at times. I'm like, I would have known. He would have been freaking out. But he was so calm. And I'm like, I still don't know how it went over my head. I was like, no. And he's like, no. I was like, I mean, yes, for sure. Sister's like, I literally had my camera. How did you not know? I'm like, I don't know. I guess I was just oblivious.
Oh my gosh.
It was very exciting. And then we actually ended up getting married in the Bahamas too. So.
Your wedding dress is like probably top 3 of the most gorgeous wedding dresses I've ever seen. I think I liked it more than mine. It was so beautiful. You just looked so amazing on your wedding day. I loved it.
It was a crazy day. So we had always planned, I mean, like the Bahamas, it's windy. It was in January. And I was like, okay, worst case scenario, I'll have my hair in a ponytail, but I don't want my hair in a ponytail on my wedding day. Well, sure enough, it was 33-mile-an-hour winds on our wedding day.
Like, oh my gosh.
Insane. Of course, we were there for a week and the weather was beautiful the whole week.
One day.
And then the night before the wedding is when the storm came rolling in, and then the wedding day. But other than that, it was great.
I loved the ponytail.
Thank you.
For my 2 cents on the whole thing is the wind needed to happen because the whole thing just made sense. Like your hair and the dress, it just looked amazing. It was so beautiful.
The pictures did turn out really cool. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was beautiful. That's so cool. So now you guys have been, so you've been together for quite a while now,
Yeah.
and you go to all the races. I mean, is there any that you're like, no, that's not I don't go there for any certain reason?
No, not really. I go to most, but actually, so I missed, what was it? Kansas, and then I didn't go to the All-Star race. And then I'm actually missing this weekend and the next few. I think I have some
Yeah.
trips planned, but I do try to go to all of them. I love it. We love being together. We're like best friends. So
Yeah.
we love just always being together, and I love going and watching him, and it's our life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely evident. Like I was saying, you guys are always like laughing together and just, I don't know, it's definitely very clear that like you guys are best friends. And I think that that's so sweet and definitely the most important thing about marriage, right?
Yep, we are each other's best friends for sure. We love being together. We're literally, I feel like some people are like, they're always together. But I don't know. That's just what we like to do. It's like you invite me, it's like both of us, or vice versa.
Yep. Yeah, that's how we roll too. I think that's awesome. Do you guys, I mean, I think the natural progression of life, do you guys think you'll have kids?
Yes, eventually.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Our families are, his mom's been wanting us to have a kid for years. It's funny. And my dad's always, no, no, you can wait. You can wait. I don't think he's ready to be a grandpa yet. But no, eventually one day for sure. I'm like, selfishly, I like how our life is right now. I'm like, that kind of
Yeah.
sounds bad, but I don't
No.
know. I feel like we're just having so much fun with it. Like our friends, some of our friends have kids, but not too many of them. I don't know. I think when the time comes, yes, for sure. But I do joke that like when I nannied, that kind of ruined me because I always thought I would have kids by now.
Yeah.
I want to be a young, fun mom, and now I'm like, mm-mm. I guess I'll probably be closer to 30.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that for me, it might have been having a little sister when I was 13, 14, that I was like, all right, I think I got a good taste of what that would be like. And so, I mean, we started when we had Oakley when we were 25. So we did feel really young, but I mean, I think a lot of people, the second you get married, right? They're like, "When are you going to start having kids?" And we were 21 when we got married. I'm like, still have things that I want to do before I have a baby. And,
Right.
I went on and did those things. And then I think even when we did decide, you're never ready.
I know that's the thing too. Everybody's like, you're never going to be ready, which I mean, I'm sure you're not. We want to at some point, but
Yeah.
maybe not right now. But
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Well, and it's such a fun thing that you guys, I don't think people understand to an extent what it takes to then have a baby in the mix of what you guys get to do. And it's so easy to just pop on a plane and go and get to, go to Sonoma and not have to coordinate anything, and it's a lot of fun. So what's your favorite track?
so I do Sonoma because it is kind of like a home track for me. I
Yeah.
always do
What
wine
part
tasting.
of
I'm in
California?
northern, near Sacramento area.
Uh-huh.
So Sonoma's not too far. So I always have friends and family come, do wine tasting, all the fun things. I don't know. I have a love-hate for the super speedways.
Yeah.
I'm always like a nervous wreck, obviously, like everybody. But I mean, it's one of the ones where you have more of a chance. Like you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I love Bristol. I
Yeah.
feel like I like them for different reasons. Like I kind of like Kansas because there's like shopping across the street and you can go do something instead of being stuck at the track.
Yeah, Kansas is one of the best little like areas right across the track. They have such a good facility.
Yes, there's food close, like shopping, anything.
Yeah, for sure. Did you go to Nashville?
I did.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything that weekend. It was kind of boring. So we were supposed to take our motorhome, but it broke down on the way there. So
No.
stayed in the hotel. But yeah, I was like, oh, maybe we'll go down one night, but we never did. We ended up having dinner like near Broadway, but we were good. We just stayed in and
Yeah.
watched the Xfinity race and the truck race, and that was it.
Yeah. We did the whole Broadway thing a few years back, and I had never been to Nashville. I mean, I went when I was a little kid, and we went to the Grand Ole Opry, did some stuff like that.
I have to do that. I've wanted to do that for sure.
It's very cool. It was very fun. That was when I was maybe 14 or something. We did that. But a few years back, Ty and I went and we did the whole like Broadway, went to some bars and stuff. And it is country Vegas.
Oh,
It is, I mean, there is just the people watching's crazy. And yeah, I'm like, I cannot hang with this crowd. It was really fun though. I mean, so cool and just so much,
I love country music, so it's fun. Like they have it in every bar, like music everywhere. I've only really done it like Nashville one time on a bachelorette. Other than that, like anytime we go there for the race, it's strictly business. So
yeah.
not get to have too much fun. But I don't think Todd's actually ever been out. We did a sponsor event maybe one or two times there, but we just had a little dinner and drinks and like they had a band or something, and that was about as Nashville as he's done.
Yeah. So tell me more about you and Todd. Okay, also, do you hear it when you hear the broadcast? Do you hear when they say, and they have their country, their southern accent, they'll say Todd Gilliland, but it'll sound like Ty Dillon, like their names. They'll be like, Ty Gilliland. And I'm like, they say Ty Dillon? I don't know. Do you hear that? Because
I have heard that. I think Todd has said that too before.
Yes.
They sound very similar when somebody says it sometimes.
Yeah, the way that some of them say it in their southern accent, I'm like, what?
Well, and then Todd, it's so funny. He always says he hates his name because we'll go out to dinner and I'm like, what's your name? And he'll say Todd. And they're like, Tom? And he's like, no, Todd. With a D. T-O-D-D.
Every time Ty calls somewhere, he's, hey, can I get a reservation? They're like, what's your name? Ty. Todd? He's Ty. Todd. Okay, Todd. We'll have you down for 7 or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. Just go with Todd, babe.
Yeah. Todd gets so frustrated. So he'll be like, Marissa? And I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, just put Dylan. Don't say Ty.
Right?
It's so crazy. So anyway, you tell me more about you guys. What are you guys into? What's a date night? What are some of your favorite spots?
So we love going to like Charlotte and trying new restaurants. I swear I have a whole list on my phone of like recommendations or like ones I've seen on Instagram.
You need to forward me this list.
I follow all those like where to eat Charlotte. I don't even know, whatever those accounts are.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually just going out to a nice dinner, have some drinks, and that's probably it, usually.
Yeah. So you guys are in Mooresville. Do you go to Epic Chop House? Have you been there?
So our old house was like 6 minutes away from it.
Okay.
We eat a lot. We're trying to be better, especially at our new house. I'm like, maybe with a really pretty kitchen, I'll like cooking more. We've cooked a little bit, but yeah, we eat out a lot, which kind of bad. But no, we would go to Epic at least once a week.
Oh yeah, we do too. We still try. Yeah, that's our spot, and we order the same thing.
Yes,
and
we always it's so easy though. Like we would just sit in the bar if it's just us, and like it would fast service, and we're like home. It's funny. We didn't go for like a few weeks, and the lady was like, "Where have you guys been?" I'm like, "We're trying to be better. We're trying to eat at home."
Yeah. So you kind of cook. You're kind of getting into it.
Yes, I wish I was like you and could cook. I feel like you just make it look so easy. I'm like, I need every measurement. Tell me every little detail.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I follow the directions, and I'm like, I don't know why the bread's burnt or whatever. I'm like, Todd, I literally put it in for the exact time and temperature. No, we have like our staples. I feel like we always have some kind of tacos or taco salad.
Yeah.
Pasta. He loves pasta. Maybe like chicken and veggies. He's kind of a picky eater. He's really only broccoli as like a vegetable. So if we make veggies, it's either a broccoli or I'll just make one for myself. But yeah, we have our little staples. I have so many recipes saved, and I'm like, okay, tonight we're going to try something new. And then I get to the grocery store and I'm like, I have to buy all that stuff. I think we'll probably just have one of our normal things.
Right. I know. It's such for us, the problem is I'm like, I need to just not ask you what you want. Because if I just put the plate in front of you, you eat it and you like it. But if I ask you like, hey, do you want taco salad? Which he would never turn down taco salad. That's a bad example. But if I ask him certain things, he will be like, and I'm like, put it in front of you, you would love it.
Somebody else made it for you, you need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'll
So
try doing like healthier options of things. And so sometimes I just don't tell him and I'll be like, so did you like that? And he's, yeah. And I'll be like, oh, say it's like ground turkey or something. He's like, why can't you just tell me? And I'm like, well, I knew you would complain.
yeah, exactly.
It's
Oh
kind
my
of
gosh.
funny.
Does he cook at all?
He will, but no, it's usually me. I will cook and then he'll do the dishes. That's kind of
Yeah.
like our thing. And then I'll clean up because I'm a little like OCD. So if he cleans, I'm like right behind him trying to clean it. So he usually does the dishes and then I'll clean up like the counter and stuff after that. But
Yeah.
he likes to help.
So what's your guys' like wind down at night? Do you guys watch a show together? Are you guys into anything right now?
So right now we actually, it's kind of funny. His friends are making fun of him. But we just watched The Mormon Wives. What is it called?
Oh
Secret
yeah.
Wives. He loved it. Like every night. I want to watch it. He actually finished it without me. Like I'm so bad at falling asleep on the couch.
Oh yeah.
So I was laying there. It was like the last episode, and I guess I fell asleep like 5 minutes in, and he kept watching. So he woke me up to go to bed, and he's like, "You gotta watch this. It's so good." He's like,
You gotta know, babe. I want to be
Yeah.
able to talk to you about it.
So I watched it like a few days later, but I'm like, I can't believe you kept watching. He said it was too good, and then he was telling his friends, and they're like, "You watched that? What are you doing?"
That is so funny. I saw like a reel of this guy that was like, don't watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but also do watch it because it's the most fun I've ever had in my life.
There's so
But
much
don't
going
watch it because it's brain rot. But do watch it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so true because like first season, my mother-in-law was like, have you seen it? Because I don't think she watched it, but she was saying all the girls at the winery were telling her she should watch it and that they all got sucked in. So I started it and I was like, what is this? This is crazy. And then, yeah, I'm in. I've watched and now I'm like watching YouTubing reunion things. I'm like, I'm obsessed. I can't.
I know.
Not,
That's how we were. Some of my
yeah.
girlfriends said, "Oh, you should watch it," like last season. And I was like, "Oh, whatever." And then we watched, and we both like I think watched the first season like in 2 days. Like we
Yeah.
binged it. And then when it came back on, I was like, "We gotta watch it." And then one of my friends was actually saying, "There's been so much." I don't know how she knows. I think she was watching a podcast or something. And that there's like filming season 3 already because there's just so much drama with it. Like they haven't stopped. I'm like, I need it. I need to see it.
I know. I just was listening to like Nick Vial's podcast. I don't know if you've watched The Bachelor, but he was on there at one point and now he has a podcast and it always is covering. It's such a funny thing. It's a podcast him and his wife have, but they are always covering all of these different reality TV shows, including, and then he always has the wives on from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Okay.
And I'm like listening to all of that. And yeah, they were talking about how they're already filming a season 3 and that they'll probably come out with it in like the fall because there's enough going on that they'll have another spring season. Like they just, it's like gold. I don't know what it is, that cast. I mean, it's interesting. And there are so many. Have you ever flown into Salt Lake?
I don't think so.
Like the commercial airport? So one of my best friends, she lived there for 10 years or so. And so she would fly in and out of Salt Lake all the time. And she would always say this. But recently I flew through Salt Lake and you're walking through the airport and I'm like, where are all of these gorgeous people coming from? Like it's all those types of Mormon wives. Like they're just these gorgeous women and these buff gorgeous men and I'm like, what is this?
What is happening?
World? Yeah, I'm like, okay, all the beautiful people live in Utah apparently.
They are.
It is so interesting. There is definitely such a like influencer world there and
It seems like that at least. There's something in the water there.
something. That is so funny. I think it was Morgan Bell was telling me that they watched Love is Blind. So funny that all of these macho race car driver dudes, they sit down with their wives and they got to binge Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like they love it. I just think that that's kind of awesome.
It is. It's funny when he's like actually into it because at first I'm like, he's not going to be into it when we're watching. And he's like more into it than me. And I'm like, okay, sure, we can watch it together. I like this. Because usually he's watching like a golf video or something. So I'm like, no, He's really into golf. I'm like, I don't want to watch golf YouTube. Like, let's watch something else.
Do you golf?
No, I go with him and like I'll hang out on the golf cart or walk if there's like nobody around. But no, I don't golf. I'm like, how is this fun? Like, he does it all the time, and like sometimes he's like, love golf. The next day he's, I hate golf. I am like doing so bad, and I'm like, this just doesn't sound fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
Oh my
like going and
gosh.
hanging out with him and watching, and he'll be like, how'd that look? And I'm like, good, I think. I don't know what
Great.
it's supposed to look like.
Oh, man, I know. I remember running into you guys golfing one day here at our golf course.
Yeah, I think we had dinner and you guys were done or something.
Yeah, we had just finished. I've tried to golf through the years. I was getting decently good before I got pregnant with Bear, and then I got pregnant and was like halted my golf game. And I've tried to get back into it a little bit, but it is the most frustrating thing and
I bet it seems like it.
addictive. Like, just when you start getting good enough, then you'll have a terrible round and you're like, gotta work. I don't know. I mean, probably not for someone like Todd, he's probably good. But
He's
for
gotten
me,
better for sure. But yeah, it's so funny. He'll be like, oh, I'm so irritated.
oh, it's the constant roller coaster of it.
Maybe one day I'll try, but right now
So-
I'm just like hanging out with him and going and watching and laughing at him.
There's been many times where we've been going and I'm like on hole 8 or something. And I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm riding. I'll
That would
ride
be-
you around. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm pissed.
Well, I think him trying to help me, I would just be like, leave me alone. No, stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. So true. So, do you guys have any? I always ask people, do they have any silly nighttime routines? Paint the picture for me. Does Todd, like, how many pillows do you guys sleep
Oh my
with? That's
gosh.
what I always ask people.
The pillow situation is hilarious. So I've heard you ask this before. I sleep with just one, but then I have one behind my head. And Todd has, I'm not even kidding, I should go get it. His pillow's probably like this thick. Like, it is the floppiest thing. And he's just one. I'm like, your head has no support. He's just hanging there. And I swear I ask him like every day, can I get you a new pillow when I'm making the bed or something? He said, no, I like it. Leave me alone. I'm like, please, I think you need one. This is hurting my neck.
Yeah. And he sleeps good?
Yes. I
Yeah.
don't understand it. Like, it is literally the floppiest thing ever.
I am blown away.
Has the same one too. And I'm
I
like,
am blown away by you guys.
because you
That
sleep
sleep
a lot, right? I think like,
we're ridiculous. I mean, literally, we both sleep with 4. And when we don't
I don't
have,
have the bed.
it's ridiculous. I mean, we have a king size bed and it feels not big enough because of all of the pillows. Yeah, we're neurotic sleepers. I know I've talked about this, but we're like 2 behind the head and 1 on each side. Both of us. And
think
so
that's
we're laying in lazy boys. You'd think that we would sleep good too, but I mean, there's obviously something to the 1 pillow or 2 pillows because we sleep like crap. Like, you'd think that we'd catch on.
Right.
But-
No, supposedly since we've moved, Todd's, I have not been sleeping good. And I'm like, maybe we need a different pillow. I don't know what it is.
You guys gotten any of these grounding sheets or heard of this? Okay, so I will say there, I think, is something to it for sure, but there are these grounding sheets that you like plug in, and I don't know what it's all I don't know what it's all about, but they're supposed to kind of like, I don't even know what they do, but they make you sleep good. They're supposed to be good for you. They're supposed to like help with the molecular makeup in your body or whatever when you're and kind of
like, or are they like a thick
no,
sheet?
they're not cozy. They're like wired kind of, and it's kind of weird looking. But anyway, we don't have the full sheet. We just have this. Ty ordered them, and you know, he's the guy that falls for an Instagram ad every week. Every week,
Something random.
yeah. Every week we got a package on the front porch, and I'm like, I wonder what Instagram ad this is. I mean, we've got so much random stuff like that. But I will say the grounding sheets, I think there's something to it. But he didn't order like the full sheet. He ordered these, they're just sort of a strip that goes on the head part of our bed. And then here we are with our 8 pillows and we're rolling back and forth and this thing's getting wrapped up in us and he's just, this is ridiculous. But I will say the times that we've managed to have it on our bed and like I do think you sleep better. I do think that there's...
Now I'm probably going to see it. My phone's going to hear it, and I'll get ads for it.
Exactly. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
You'll be talking about
the most... Kind of a funny thing. We only sleep with a top sheet. We don't have the fitted one. We don't have, it's just the fitted sheet and our comforter.
And a comforter.
Yeah. I, like, growing up, slept with all the blankets. Like, I had a heating blanket at a time, you know, like all these blankets. And then I met Todd, and I don't like a sheet. I literally just like the comforter. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how am I going to sleep? And now, like, we go to a hotel, and I'm like, this is too many. Like, I'm hot now. I guess I'm a warm sleeper now. I don't know. It's changed me too, but when
you've adapted.
Yeah. When he first told me, I was like, how do you sleep? Like, how do you do this?
Yeah, I know. When Ty and I first were dating, I remember us both being like sleeping. This is so random, but you know, like a duvet cover and a duvet. Yeah. He had that, and then I had that same thing, and I'm like, why do we do this? This is so frustrating. What would, like, we both were talking about how we like a comforter, and anyway, it was just one of those like funny grow up moments where we were like, we're gonna get a comforter, and we like went to Bed Bath and Beyond. We're like, yes, it's so, and now, I mean, that is what we do. We sleep, we have a comforter. We don't, the duvet cover thing. Like, bless our moms for putting those on our beds. They're such a pain in the butt. Yeah, you have to.
We have right now. In the motorhome, we have like just a normal comforter. And sometimes I'm like, why don't we just get this normal comforter? Like, the duvet is such a pain. Like, I've kind of got it down. You have to put it inside out and then tie it on the sides, and then you pull it through. But it's still such a pain. I'm like, maybe one day we'll change it.
Buttons and the like gapping of it. It's so annoying.
And then Todd's like, I think you have it's all the way to your side. I'm like, no, it's tied on both. I don't know. You have it too.
Yeah. Tie your corner. Yes. That's your responsibility. So do you guys have any pets?
We don't.
No.
No.
I'm so lucky.
I'd like to at once. I always tell Todd that we can't have a kid and not have a dog or something. And he's, no, we don't need a pet. And like, I think right now with us traveling, I'm like, it's not fair. Like, we don't take the motorhome to every race. And I'm like, I don't want to have to board it or call someone and be like, can you watch your dog? So that's kind of, you know, why. But my friends were just here that like I grew up with, and they're like, you need a cat. I don't know if I'm a cat person, but maybe.
If you get a cat, don't fall for the just stick with one. That's my advice. I mean, you do you, but we have 2 cats, and that's where we went wrong, I think. We had one, and she was just like the best, and we loved her so much, and she loved us, and like we were so infatuated and we were like, we just want more of this, so we got another. Yes, and we got her a friend, and now they don't want anything to do with us. Like, the dynamic completely changed. The power between the 2 of them, I don't even know. Like, the hierarchy of the catness in our house. They don't want anything to do with us anymore, and they're just like living their lives, and they're beautiful. They're ragdoll cats. They're like long-haired and pretty, and I mean, they're like decor. They look fake. They're so pretty, but yeah, stick with one. But when we had we had her for years. She was the best, and we just loved it so much that we wanted more.
That's probably why Todd's no, we don't need anything, because you probably want more.
It's a slippery slope. Like, all of a sudden you've got 2 cats, and let's get chickens.
Okay, but I do want chickens. I don't know why. All of a sudden I do, but they're kind of gross. And then I'm like really afraid of snakes, and I've heard that snakes love to hang out around there. So I'm like,
that's true. But do you guys live in a neighborhood where you have an HOA type of thing?
We don't have an HOA. But
and you could get chickens.
Get some chickens here. His crew chief, they have chickens, and so we get some eggs from them. And I'm like, maybe we'll just stick with this program for a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We always would get chickens growing up, and they're kind of gross. Yeah, like but if you go and you retrieve the eggs, it is nice to have them. You know.
I know. I think Todd had some growing up, and something would always get to them and eat them. And I don't think we need that.
That was the thing too. And I was just telling someone this yesterday, because Oakley does horseback riding, and they have farm fresh eggs, and they're like a dozen eggs for $5 or something.
Mhm.
And eggs are so expensive right now. And I'm like, growing up, my parents pretty much every spring would get 10 chickens. And then they go through sort of a season where they're laying eggs.
Mhm.
And then when they would
Oh,
stop laying them,
yeah.
yeah, they stop. And when they would stop, my dad would just leave the coop open and like coyotes would get them and they would just one by one be picked off. And as a little kid, I'm like, I didn't understand. And I was telling someone this yesterday and I'm like, that is effed up. Dad, you just let these chickens get killed by coyotes every year. I'm going to get canceled for that. Somebody's going to be like, how dare you? It was my dad, okay? It wasn't me.
No, but with our new house, people keep saying, are you going to get a dog, an animal, or are you going to have a kid? And I'm like, neither right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, we're still able to go and take a vacation and not have to worry about that. Like,
worry about anything but ourselves. That's the nice part. But eventually.
That's rare because usually the first thing a couple does is they're like, let's get a dog.
Yeah.
And I mean, speaking from experience, because literally Ty came home after we had been dating for 6 months one day and he's like, we should get a dog. And I was like, are you out of your mind? And then this was before all of the rage of French bulldogs.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, if we get a dog, I want a French bulldog. And he was like, okay. And then we went and looked at him and he was like, these are so snorty and weird. And I was like, they're good dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
they're like ugly but cute. I don't even know.
Yeah, they're so ugly, they're cute, right?
I don't know. I want something small and then that doesn't shed. Because dog hair, no, not for me. And then Todd doesn't want anything big jumping around. But so I think something small.
Yes, like a little Yorkie or something.
Yes, something little.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. I think that our Frenchie Bubba kind of scarred us for life. So I don't know if we'll have another dog. He was so much. But he, we loved him and everything. And then at the end of his life, we like got the cats. And then
that's the sad part. It's like your pets are most likely not going to live longer than you. Like they're going to die. And Todd's
yeah. I hope they don't. I hope we live longer than them.
All of our friends, I mean, somebody we've known at some point, they've had to put their dog down or like they die. And Todd says, see, do you really want to go through that? Like, no, but yes, like I want a dog at some point. But it is so sad. I'm like, I don't like that part.
I know. It is so hard. So do you go back to California and do you travel to visit your family? And
I do. It's a lot going back and forth. I swear every time I go for a week or a week and a half, I'm like, oh, this will be plenty of time. I can see, everybody, see my friends, my family. And I swear it's never long enough. Like
never.
Having lunch or breakfast with somebody, lunch with somebody, dinner. And then I'm like, I feel bad because I'm like, okay, at 3:00, I got to go here.
I don't know if you're like me, but I, over the years, have gotten to the point where I almost have had to sneak out there at times and not let my friends know that I'm there because I'm like, I can't do it this time. I'm so packed with family functions that like I can't even, Yeah,
no, it's like Sonoma week normally, like the last 2 years, I've gone out and visited with friends for a while and family, and then like I'll drive up to Sonoma with them. Or I'll go out maybe in the off season, or I try to a couple times a year, but time flies. I feel like I'm always like, shoot, I haven't been out there in 6 months. I need to go. But I've had some family and friends recently come out, so that's been fun. And then my aunt and my grandpa are coming out, I think, in July. So yeah, we're getting something to come out here, which is nice.
Yeah. So, okay. What do you think is the hardest part of being married to a NASCAR driver and being a part of this world, this traveling circus? And yeah. What do you think is the hardest part? And then what is the best part?
I think just it's such a go, go, go. Like every weekend. And then there's stuff during the week. And so much pressure, I feel like, on them. Like it's a lot. I feel like I always want to be like his support system, obviously. And cheering him up. It's so sad. I feel like obviously racing, like you have more lows than highs. And so it's a grind.
Yeah.
So I feel like just all the pressure and like being gone all the time is a lot, but you get used to it. I feel like now it's not really anything big, but when he first, like his first season in Cup, I was like, holy cow, this is a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, can we go back to trucks? Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Like he gets to do it and I'm so thankful for all of it. But at the beginning, it was a lot. And now it's just, oh, okay, it's our life now.
Yeah.
How to do it. Then like my favorite part about it all is like that I get to go with him everywhere.
Yeah.
We get to do it together. And I really do love that. Sometimes I'm like, people are like, oh, you travel every weekend? That's kind of weird or whatever. And I'm like, it's our life.
Yeah.
No, that's it. This is what we do.
And it is not for like, it's not for everybody.
No,
you know?
Not.
Some of my friends that have come, even or family, that will come for one race weekend and they'll see, like we've done it a couple times where we've had people travel with us from North Carolina. And so they get to see the whole process. Like they fly with us on Victory Air. We, the whole race weekend and then the flying home right after the race. And they're like, I need a break from that. And I did it one weekend and you guys do it 38 weeks. I'm like, yeah, it's not for everybody.
I know.
It's
my poor grandma. Every time like she'll come to like the West Coast races and I'm like, okay, grandma, like we're leaving after the race. And she's like, right after? Yes, right after.
Yeah. That's what everyone always asks that.
They're like, oh, like you can catch a normal flight 9:00 tonight or something. I'm like, no, like whenever we're all there, we're leaving.
Yeah, it is loading and going.
Want to be last.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be the last one on the plane. I'm like, oh, sorry, everyone.
Because I'm always like wanting to get food or something. Like sometimes, they don't have the best options on there. And I'm like, can we stop? And that's like, no.
I know. Ty's always the same way.
Sometimes we will. But the whole time he's like, come on, hurry up.
Yeah, like the last thing you want to do is show up last and then have in and out.
Like you can't do that. No.
Yeah. That's so true. It's the race after the race, we always say.
It is. I'm always like rushing back and like trying to change my clothes because I'm always so cold on the plane. So I'm like trying to hurry and change or like, don't leave.
And those summer races where you're like layering because you're like, okay, it's going to be roasting hot when I sit down. And then they're going to crank that AC mid-flight. I'm going to be freezing to death. Yeah. So true. Were you guys together during the era of Miami Air? No, never did.
Haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, Miami Scare is what we called it because it was like these huge planes.
Okay.
And on that short runway, we would fly out of Concord. And I mean, they would slam that plane on the ground so hard because they only had so far. And we were just like, oh God, we're going to make it.
I don't know why, which it's so bad, but I slowly developed like kind of a fear of flying, which is not good.
Right.
Since we fly so much, but I think just with all the plane crashes and everything you've been hearing about, so those don't help. So I'm a little nervous flyer nowadays, and I'm like, I need to get over this because we fly all the time. So I'm always like, when we take off, I'm like, Todd, open up the window, like we gotta look. And then when we're about to land, I'm like, I gotta see it. Todd's like, it's okay, we're gonna land. Like they just said we are, and you can hear it. And I'm like, I need to see the ground. I gotta see it.
Yeah.
I hate it that I'm this way, but it's scary.
Ty has had a couple really bad flights in his day. They have had a couple real scary ones. And so where they've dropped, I don't know if you've ever heard of that, where they like will almost drop in a pocket of air and they'll drop 10,000 feet in 5 seconds. So he's had a couple of those, like 2 times happen to him. And so anytime it starts to get bumpy, he'll be like locking everyone down. Like he'll rip his seatbelt really tight and pull the kids. I'm like, dude, still.
You're like, Todd, he says it's going to be okay. Or I'll wake him up and he's, what? Like, I'm sleeping. And I'm like, it's getting bumpy. And he's, nothing's going to happen, honey. Like, you're good. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, man. It is.
It's not fun. And I honestly think it's like karma because my best friend was always so scared of flying. And I'm always like, growing up, like, what's going to happen? You're just going to fall out of the sky. Like, I would give her so much crap. And now I'm like, I am a nervous wreck.
I know. It's the anxiety of it. Like, it doesn't get any better.
Not being in control is like,
Yeah.
Not it for me.
Yeah. So you were talking about like the pressure of racing and it is so much pressure on them and being their support system, and you guys are best friends and he does lean on you so much. Like what does that look like when he has a rough day? What's the next week look like, and like how do you guys go about that, and how do you guys kind of like stay positive and try to, you know,
keep going? He's actually really good about it. I give him credit for that. He'll be upset maybe a little bit after the race, and then I swear by the time we like probably get on the plane or even get off the plane and get home, he's usually good. Like on to the next week. He can usually do a pretty good job about that, which is great. I mean, that's what you have to do. You can't really dwell on it all. So he's good about that. We'll talk about it a little bit, but I don't know. He's usually pretty good about it.
Does he have a contract for next year at this point?
Yes.
That's great.
Well, that's good. See, that's the first time he's ever had a couple-year deal, which is amazing. Like usually it's year to year and it's so stressful. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
So we're very, very grateful for that. You guys
have to have so much peace right now about that, because it's right about now. You know, it's right about like beginning of June, definitely beginning of July. That it's okay. We're not even halfway through the season, and we're already talking about next season. Yeah, exactly.
That's the worst part about it. Like just the unknown. You don't know how long you're going to be in it, and it goes. But yeah, that's one thing I definitely don't like about it is you can never just be settled.
Yeah. But right now, you guys kind of can be. Like, that is nice. That does give you a little bit of, you can take a deep breath and go, okay, well, my ass isn't on the line here.
A little bit for sure. It is nice.
That's good.
Very, very grateful that he had a couple-year deal for sure.
Yeah. That is really nice. We've definitely been in that boat for the last 5 years. You know, every summer when he first started in Cup, he had a multi-year contract, and that's the only time he ever had one. And so it's an every year thing, like you say. You're just kind of, oof, here we go.
The scary times.
Yeah.
Phone calls are always like, oh my gosh, so how did it go? What did they say? Where are we at?
Do you feel like you kind of need to keep the peace in those times? Do you feel like you're kind of like the art of distraction? Like that's kind of...
I try to, but sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, I don't know who's more stressed. Like obviously he's stressed, but I'm like, I don't like this unknown. I just want to know. I want them to call and to say, you're good, or this is what we're going to do. But I don't know. I try to like, what's going to happen is going to happen. And like, it's going to be okay. But yeah, I'm going to be like, honey, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's hard. It is hard to be positive at some points. Like you really don't know. And it's not always in your hands. So.
Yeah. And then I think too, it's important to have your own life outside of it. And so what is something that you do that sort of is like your thing or lights your heart on fire? What are you passionate about outside of racing?
I guess it's been like about 2 years. I always have wanted to work out and do something like that, like be active some way. And my friend Jenna, Harrison Burton's fiance, she had always went to Pure Barre, and she's, I love it. And I'm like, that sounds so fun. Like I want to get into better shape, blah, blah, blah. So I had joined there, and I never thought I would enjoy like working out, and I love going there. So I try to go any day we're home. Like the off season was great. Like I went every day. I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
And then
I love Pure Barre.
Getting time to yourself. Loved it. So yeah, I try to go when we're during the week, and I love going on walks and just, I don't know, little things. I really want to start reading. This off season, I read one book, and that's probably the first book I've ever read, like outside of like school. I'm like, this
gosh, what was it?
Oh gosh, it's something silly. Like A Beach Read, I think is what it was called. It was just such an easy read.
Emily Henry. I literally have it. Beach Read.
Yes.
Is one of my favorites. Whenever she has anything come out, I like immediately get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for more for books, but like I loved like waking up kind of early in the morning and having some coffee and like sitting outside and like reading. Who are you? Like, I don't know, but I love this.
I'm so domestic.
Right? I haven't read since. I need to get some other books or some recommendations for sure. But
so are you guys coffee drinkers?
I am. He kind of is. He'll have one every now and then, but I pretty much have a coffee every morning.
Yeah, me too. We have to have our coffee.
Mm-hmm.
What's your go-to Starbucks order?
It is a brown sugar shake and espresso.
Oh,
I love that.
speaking of Emily Henry, that is what the girl orders in the book of hers that I'm reading right now. And I'm like, I need to try this. And now you're saying it. So brown sugar shake and espresso. This is obviously something that like the universe is telling me I need to try this drink.
Are you a coffee drinker or what do you do?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not super fancy about it. Like, it's funny because I worked at Starbucks for a couple years when I was in college. Yeah, and so I like knew how to make all the drinks, and then I love going to Starbucks and I love all the fun drinks, but you'd think that we'd have some amazing espresso machine or something like, and we have a Mr. Coffee coffee pot, and we drink Folgers, and that's
so funny.
That's it.
I do love some black coffee and some creamer. I love creamer. I wish I could drink black coffee.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Easier, but
I mean, if I have to suffer through a black coffee to, because we don't have any creamer, I will because I'm addicted to the like need for caffeine. But yeah, we're creamer people. Yeah. We're like, for sure, gotta have.
I wish I could do black because some places I'm like, oh, I don't like my coffee. Just spent $8 on it. But I'm like maybe one day we'll get to the black coffee.
Yeah. Are you a Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks?
I like Starbucks.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Me too.
Starbucks all the way. I've had Dunkin' a few times, but really not too often. The kids I used to like nanny for, they loved going there and just getting some donuts, but I actually don't know if I've ever had coffee from there, maybe once or twice.
Yeah. I know me. I think I've had some of their like iced coffees, and yeah, I think I'm leaning towards Starbucks.
Yeah.
Well, Todd is having a really good year, it seems. It seems like it's going really well, and it's so cool that he has a contract for next year, and you guys are, you just moved into a new house. It seems like things are just going awesome for you guys, and that's good for you guys. Like, what a great season of life, and, soaking it all in, because I'm sure the next 10 years will look a lot different, if you do start having some babies or you get a dog, whatever it may be, but
yes, thank you. Yeah, he's had a good season. Definitely some ups and downs, but they really had some good weekends for sure. It's fun to see. It sounds so funny, but whenever they have a good day or running in the top 10 or something, I'm like, it gets me all like kind of teary-eyed sometimes. He's like, "You're ridiculous." I'm like, but I just love it. Like, it makes me really happy. Like, I know you can do it, and that's just a lot. A lot of things have to go right for a good weekend, for sure. But
it's so true. It's so true. I totally understand that. Like, when Ty has a good race weekend, it's
like
it makes us so happy.
You're always happy, and you're like, "Woo, we did it!" But
yeah, I get it. It's a lot of emotion that goes into it for us as the wives. When you can't physically do anything about it, and they are physically in the car, and we're watching from the outside, and we get to see the whole entire story of what panned out for the whole race. Sometimes Ty will get out of the car and be like, "What happened with Austin?" or "What happened with so-and-so?" And I'm like, well, and it's just funny because I'm like, you were in it, but you only know what was like your race. Yeah. They don't often know what happened with everyone throughout it. And and then, with that, they get to get that adrenaline dump out. Like, they get to sort of do something about it, and then we have all this pent-up energy, and when it goes good, it's great, and when it goes bad, it's awful.
Right.
It's
definitely lots of emotions.
Yes, it is. It's a lot. And then meanwhile, we have to not get too worked up about it because, like, we want to be supportive. And so, yeah.
It is, for sure.
It is. It's a roller coaster, and we're just along for the ride, it feels like sometimes.
We are. Long for the circus.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Marissa, for coming on and doing this. This is so fun to talk to all of these different wives. And the whole reason I wanted to do this was just to be able to make the wives feel loved and show that, there is so much behind these guys. And I have more respect for Todd after talking to you, because I'm like, good for you, man. You got yourself a good one. Like, it grows my respect for these men when I meet their wives. And I want people to see that, I want people to see that, Marissa is her own person and has great things to offer. And, so I hope that you enjoyed it. And
yes, thank you so much for having me. I've listened to some of them and I'm like, oh, get to know more about the other girls that I don't know very well. So it's been kind of fun. I like it.
Yeah. That's so sweet of you to listen. That's awesome. Yeah. And I wish you guys all the best of luck. I mean, this is it's a weird sport, because it's like, we're obviously so competitive. And I think the men are kind of like, not a lot of them are friends because of the nature of the sport. But also too, this is such a temporary time of our lives, and something that I want to make sure to cultivate those relationships, because it's going to end for them at some point. But we were all a part of something that, makes history, is so cool, and will always live on beyond whenever they retire. They're going to have this. And so I think it's important that we still cultivate these relationships while we're in it. And so
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. It's been fun.
Yeah, of course. Well, tell your friends. I need, I want to interview everybody. Yeah. So I need to
I will.
to reach out to all of the different girls. And, you get to go to more races than me. It's a little bit of a handful with 3 kids. So tell them, hey, I did her podcast. You need to go on.
I will.
Thank you so much. And good luck this weekend. And I hope that, you guys have a great season. And I'm happy for you guys. And we're a fan of the Todd and Marissa couple. We think you guys are so cute and sweet, and I'm just excited for you guys at this stage of life. And I know the next 10 years are going to look different. And
yeah.
Well, we'll talk soon.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. I'm so grateful you spent this time with us. It means the world that you're here. And if you loved this conversation, make sure you check out the show notes for all the links and any resources we mentioned. I would love it if you followed me over on Instagram and YouTube. This is where I like to share things about my life, little tidbits about our family. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode, the best way to say thank you is by sharing with a friend, leaving a review, and rating the show. It helps this conversation reach more people who believe in the good. See you next week.